Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Saving Sunderland. Now of course last time we beat Red Bull Leipzig to secure our spot in the first knockout round of the Champions League. And before we review the fixtures that you've missed since last time, we're going to watch the draw. So 16 teams left in the competition. We of course went in as group winners, so we will hopefully get an easier draw. But no further ado, I'm not going to look at the teams, I'm just going to automatic draw. And let's see who comes out of the pot. Manchester United will face Barcelona. Hopefully Barcelona can do a number on them. Red Bull Leipzig, we can't get them. They get AS Monaco. Napoli, I would take Napoli. Napoli get Liverpool. Marseille get Atletico Madrid. Leverkusen, we get Bayer Leverkusen. Now we know they are a tough team. They have some excellent players, but we did steal their best player in Vignato in the summer. And of course they signed Alexandrov as his replacement. So it'll be a tough match, but it's one that I think we should get through. So I'm finally here. It is match day against Manchester United in the Premier League. And before we get into the fixtures, there is a couple of transfer bits and bobs to go through. So this guy was signed for £2.1 million from Bayer Leverkusen. That was his release fee. He was classed as a wonder kid and he still is. He looks like a very well-rounded central midfielder. I've brought him in, I've got him loan listed. He has played a few games for us because nobody's quite interested because he's just joined the club. But you never know, this guy might make it in the first team. And I have just splashed 22 million on Mohamed Zahir, a Belgian wonder kid that plays in central midfield. So in central midfield, we've got Matteo Guendouzi and Tanguy and Ndombele fighting for one position. And then we've got Phil Foden and whoever else fighting for the other position. Now, I wanted a player who's more like Phil Foden to come in when Phil is knackered, injured, which he often is. So this is going to be our guy, Mohamed Zahir. He's 20 years old, signed for £22 million. He can play the advanced playmaker role, which is what I would prefer him to do. Excellent physicals, excellent mentals, some well-rounded technicals. He's got a lot of room to improve, and I believe he will. So welcome, Mohamed Zahir. So the last time we met was a 2-0 victory over Red Bull Leipzig. We followed that out with a 3-1 away victory against Manchester City. The young German wonder kid who we're always talking about got the goal early on, but 2 goals from Vignato and 1 from Luis Enrique Aranz sealed the victory. We then had Arsenal at home. This was a very, very tough game, but we managed to pull through. We absolutely dominated. We created a ton of chances, we just weren't putting any in the box, but an own goal from Terravest in the 70th minute managed to give us the 3 points. We then played Watford in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. We played a full second string and we won this game 2-0. Goals through Matteo Guendouzi and Lincoln sealed the victory. They got a 40th minute goal from Valentino Lazaro, but it wasn't enough to close back. We then had a home game against Southampton, which we won 5-0. Phil Foden got himself sent off in the 34th minute, but that did not stop us one little bit. A goal from Ruben Diaz, Sugo, Althans, Sancho and Reece Nelson secured the 3 points. We then went away to QPR, won this one 3-0. Goals from Vignato, Jadon Sancho and Matteo Rios giving us the victory today. We then went away to Bournemouth. Matteo Rios got himself sent off in the 63rd minute, but a 4th minute goal from Vignato and a 30th minute goal from Ruben Diaz managed to seal it. They did take the lead very early on, but we bounced back excellently. We then played Huddersfield in the Premier League. We won this one 3-0. Goals from Jadon Sancho, Oscar Pfeiffer and Matteo Guendouzi sealing it for us. Another game where we absolutely dominated, and there's a theme happening with these fixtures. We're winning a lot and we're keeping quite a few clean sheets. We then had a home game against Leicester City. We won this one 1-0. A penalty from Lincoln in the 77th minute securing it. Again, we had a lot of opportunities, we just weren't putting them away, but fortunately, as wasn't happening last season, we did find a way to break through. FA Cup third round against Leeds, we played the second string, we won this one 3-0, 2 goals from Lincoln and a goal from Reece Nelson, securing our spot in the 4th round. Then we had Manchester United in the first leg of the League Cup semi-final. I stuck with my second team and they managed to pull through lovely. 3 goals from Lincoln in 15 minutes, secured the victory. It was absolutely brilliant. He only came on the 70th minute and he got himself a hat-trick, so I was really pleased with his form recently. And he's probably going to get the start over Sugo today because Sugo's been in and out through injuries, so Lincoln's picked up where he left off. And in the final game before we play Manchester United in the Premier League was against Watford. We won this one 3-0, a double from Lincoln and a goal from Oscar Pfeiffer securing it. All of this sees us lying top of the Premier League. Not just top, 13 points clear from Manchester United. Now, they do have a game in hand, so let's assume that they are going to win that. So it's 10 points clear. 10 points clear, we've never had that sort of gap before. And of course, if we can manage to pull out a victory today, that would further enlarge the gap, and I would say if we win today, we're going to be English champions. So this is the lineup that we're going to go with today. Jordan Pickford in goal, Rios, Diaz and Pfeiffer at centre-back, with Malagra left wing-back, Althans right wing-back, Guendouzi and Phil Foden in the centre, with Vignato on the right, Sancho on the left and Lincoln up top. So we'll kick off today shooting from right to left, knowing that a victory would probably mean we win our first Premier League title. Highlight 10 minutes in, Pfeiffer to Althans on the right hand side. Althans plays the long ball by, plays it back to De Gea calmly, so it looks like everything's going to reset. Oh, Gelson Martins has picked up from loose ball from Ruben Diaz, but he cannot put it in the back of the net. Highlight corner from Vignato, plays it in, but Eric Bailly can clear only as far as Phil Foden. He plays it through to Jordan Sancho, manages to get the goal, gives us the lead. An excellent assist from Phil Foden. And yes, I know it's Jadon Sancho. Is it Jadon Sancho? I'm not even too sure. Phil Foden, though, managed to dispossess Lindelof. Excellent through ball for Sancho. He puts it in near post. David De Gea should be doing a lot better than that, and he has done in the past. And that is going to be that for the first half. Sunderland 1, Manchester United 0. It's not a scoreline I've been able to see over the years, but it's feeling good to see it now. And we'll kick off the second half. This time we're shooting from left to right. No changes made just yet. I'll wait till about the 60th minute mark, then I'll see if anything needs doing. Manchester United are dominating possession, but they're doing absolutely nothing with it. They have brought on Anthony Martial, who's been a tormentor from me in the past for Timo Werner, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. 67 minutes in, Lincoln has picked up a knock, so I'm going to get him off, and I'm going to get Luis Enrique Aranzon in his position. And we're going to get Phil Foden off row, a new guy, Mohamed Zahir. 86 minutes in here, nothing's happened in the second half, and just as I open me big fat gob, there is a highlight. Vignato plays it up to Luis Enrique Aranz. He's got a lot to do. He takes the strike, but it's not going to be close. Malagra gives the ball away sloppily, but we somehow managed to clear it up. Yes, we do. Vignato's got it on the right-hand side now. Althans with a beautiful through ball for Luis Enrique Aranz. Can he put it away? He can. That's 2-0 Sunderland against Manchester United, and that's surely give us the Premier League title. As you can see, Guendouzi plays back to Pfeiffer, who finds Vignato, who finds Althans with an absolutely superb search and ball behind the Manchester United defence, and Luis Enrique Aranz slots it home coolly. 2 minutes to go in this match, so that is going to be all that. Go on, do your best. And that's it. Sunderland 2, Manchester United 0. We have beaten Man United at Old Trafford. My God, it feels good. And look at that Premier League table. Sunderland 15 points clear from Manchester City in second because they have overtaken Manchester United. But we'll assume Manchester United are going to win their game in hand. They'll be 13 points behind us. And if we win our game in hand against Manchester City, it means we're 18 points ahead of them. So yeah, the table's forming up interestingly. Hopefully we can just start to pull away with it. We are playing absolutely superbly recently. I cannot remember the last time we conceded a goal in the Premier League. I'll actually just take a quick look at that. It was against Bournemouth in late December, so we've had a very long run of fixtures where we're just not conceding goals anymore. And if you look at our fixture list, we actually have Manchester United another 2 times. We'll play Manchester United 4 times in 5 games because we've actually drew them in the 4th round of the FA Cup as well. You won't be seeing that. You will be seeing next episode, it will be the 2 ties against Leverkusen in the Champions League first knockout round. Well, we managed to pull off a victory against Manchester United. I thought they were going to be our tormentors for the rest of time, but it looks like we've finally toppled them as the best team in England. Please, if you have enjoyed this video or any video, please consider leaving a like. And if you're enjoying my content, why not get yourself subscribed? But until next time, take it easy.